This is some news that happened back in January. It's a little bit more of a personal story for me because this isn't someone that you've probably heard of, but a wrestler by the name of Francisco Ciatso passed away in January. He was big on the local independent scene here in the Southeast and in Florida in particular. He was a head trainer at the wrestling school right around the corner from where me and Tony live here in Port Richey, Florida. Uh, but he had gotten his start with Adrian Street, who trained him, and he did some training in the WCW power plant for a time. And he did some work with WWE. I think he wrestled under the name Frankie Capone in the OG NWA TNA days, the very early TNA days. But he was big on the scene. He's had a huge impact training all the local young guys here in the area. I am personally, I never got to meet him or see him work live, but I am good friends with his wife Stormy Lee, who is also a wrestler. And they did a tribute show for him last month or in February, and I got to go to that, and it was great to reconnect with Stormy. I hadn't seen her in a while, and we've hung out a couple of times since and caught up a little bit. It was really good to talk to her about some wrestling. Hopefully, maybe one day I can get her on this show. But he's someone who will be very missed. There's a whole documentary about him and Stormy called The Journeyman, and I believe the whole movie's on YouTube. So I'll put the link to that down in the description here. I haven't watched it myself yet, but I plan to. I've heard it's really good. So, rip to the shot caller, Frankie Ciatso.
Absolutely, man. Actually, real quick, I just want to add, I did get to meet him one time when the Good Brothers had a live podcast, or I should take that back. Luke Gallows himself did a podcast at the actual Gulfview Square Mall Event Center, where they held a lot of the tapings for the wrestling promotion that Frankie was a part of. Luke and Frankie were very good friends. Frankie was kind of driving Luke and his wife around that day. And super friendly dude, super nice guy, funny as hell when they had him on the mic during the show. So absolutely, like Bobby said, rest in peace.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by Bomb Media Production.